What's going on, podcast listeners? Neil here for another episode of The Freedom Formula. I am super excited for today's guest. Today we have Vinney Chopra, the owner of Moneo Investment Group. Vinney came to this country with just $7 in his pocket, and he built a real estate empire with over $1 billion in assets, with 6,500 units in multifamily investments. Vinny's just like the most positive guy I've seen on this podcast. Honestly, his nickname is Mr. Smiles. He has not stopped smiling since we hopped on here. Vinny, I'm so excited to have you.
Thank you, Neil. It's such a pleasure to be with you, brother.
Yeah. Vinny, can you I was researching you before, and I feel like you're doing so much. And you told me right before we started, you're 72 years old now, and you have such like a youthful energy too. You're working on so many different things. Can you tell us like all the different projects you're working on with both Moneo Investment Group, with both the books that you're publishing, just everything?
Oh, sure. I would love to, Neil. Well, I'm a syndicator at heart, a fund manager where I've raised over $220 million of money from starting from one investor. I just learned the tricks of there is so much money around us. And if I find a great deal, my friends jumped into it more and more and more and more. That's how I built my portfolio to $1 billion, not by my money, but other people's money. So that's a great hack. The big thing is to underwrite the assets correctly and to really do conservatively, not flamboyantly, and putting
Yep.
big numbers. Investors see through you. They want to trust you. They want to really see where you have come from, who's teaching you, who's coaching you. That's why I have my online academy now. I've been coaching. People pay me a lot of money, like 100,000, money to teach them one-on-one. My regular group coaching is like much lower price. But the thing is, I'm also writing books. That's the biggest thing. Mind shift is huge. If you think you want to accomplish something, you will if you start learning how to do it. So, mindset is number one, I say.
Yep.
Then I really found the power of raising money. See, that's what my great hack is. Money's around us if we think there is money around us. If we think there is no money around us, there's nobody's got money around us,
Yeah.
I say that. So finding the tricks of the trade, how to put a credibility kit together, how to put a brochure to educate investors. That's how I started. And that's the thing. And now I'm into really big time into senior living.
Oh, wow.
Because as I turned 65 about 7 years back or so, I got more and more and more and more involved into this one because senior living is here to stay for 40 more years, because about 25% of us will be seniors in USA and around the world. So we should look into that. So essentially, I'm into startups. I'm into all these kind of AI companies, into biotech. I've invested in different formats, to build wealth. But at the same token, myself, I have invested in multifamily predominantly, hotels, senior living, and residential assisted livings now, which is the new brand. Desert Bloom is our new brand that we are doing. So lots of things. And,
Wow.
the exciting thing is that if you're passionate about anything, things happen. It's amazing how God brings more people in your circle to accomplish it. I'm
Yeah.
just one guy, but I have so many different great partners and team members to make my hands from 2 hands to 100 hands.
Yeah. That's incredible. And Vinny, I mean, there's so much I want to dive into, especially when it comes to the real estate and how people think about it. Now, a lot of people, myself included, we're sitting in a cubicle working a 9 to 5, we type in, how do I get financially free? And people say, well, let's buy real estate, right? And the first thing people
Yeah.
look at is you might go to Bigger Pockets and you might say, okay, house hack,
Mhm.
buy a duplex, live in one side and go to the other. Maybe you upgrade eventually to multifamily and grow from there. Now, with you who've gone through the gamut of real estate, you know, is that the way to actually build financial freedom? Is it through duplexes and multifamily, or this is something that people are selling us and that's not the way you would approach it?
100% correctly. 100% correct what you said. We used to own a lot of single family homes,
Yeah.
but it didn't make sense. Once I realized that 20 years back, we bought a duplex for
Yeah.
$93,000. We just sold it last month for 293,000, by the way, or 285,000.
Yeah.
Then I bought 14 units about 18 years back, 14 units for 180,000. That's my start. Everybody should do that way. If you have money saved up, 50,000, 60,000, 100,000, then or not, go ahead and find a relative who has money in their account in the IRA or retirement account, or they have savings account. Co-sign with them. If you come up with a great deal, I would say everybody should always go for a duplex or triplex or fourplex if you're
Mm.
starting out. If
And
you're
then you
starting
eventually
out,
graduate to the bigger deals.
yes, yes, yes.
Interesting.
Otherwise, if you have money, then go to 30 units, 40 units, I say. Multifamily is the best of the best of the best place to start because everybody needs shelter over their head,
Right.
and working class people will need C class, then C plus, then B minus. These are little grades. The cheaper it is, that's C minus, kind of like that. I never buy D
Mm.
minus. That's with drugs and shots and all. But
Right.
I say go for like C minus, value add. Get
Yep.
the ugliest apartment complex with duplex or triplex and fourplex, and then upgrade from there. But also understand that you have money flowing all around you. And that's the power of syndication. People really frown upon it, Neil. They think,
Yeah.
I don't want to syndicate. No, no, no. You could do joint venture, you do different SPVs, all those medical terms. But the
Yeah.
big thing is, if you get other likely minded people involved, you will
Yeah.
progress much faster, much, much faster.
Mm. So is that what you would have done when you first started? Would you start straight from
Yeah,
syndication, or would you say, hey, no matter what, go get your feet wet, go get your own duplex, go get your own quad, and then maybe syndicate if you want to do this full time? Like, how would you advise people doing it?
totally. Totally. Just like I did. I never syndicated when I bought the duplex. I never syndicated when I bought the rental homes and others. I never syndicated when I built it from scratch like a house and then sold it. You got to get some money saved, then you scale up. Then you scale up
Mm.
to 10 units because, see, depends on the market, depends on where you live. Find out what's the cost of per unit. It's
Yeah.
very easy. Now AI is there, Perplexity is there, ChatGPT is there. I mean, it can do research for you like that in your
Yeah.
neighborhood. And then you find out, can you afford? That's the word. Can you afford a duplex or fourplex? Go for fourplex. I mean, my lots of students go for fourplex because then in one you could live or rent out all four, or live in one and then you have three people, you know, giving you the rents.
Hmm.
So you will be house hacking, and actually up to 4 units is residential in the
Hmm.
loan terms lender. It's a
Yeah.
personal residence.
Vinny, do you ever buy all cash, or you always would borrow money from the bank or with syndication?
Oh my gosh, never buy cash. Well, you could buy cash first, but then as soon as you can, refinance. See,
Mm.
leverage is the key. Leverage is the key. If the asset, real estate, is making money for you, it's a good debt. I call it good debt.
Yeah.
Never pay cash for a deal for longer than 6 months or a year because it's dead money. See, if you pay cash, you're actually the gains you will make on that real estate deal. You have to look at cash on cash. What that
Mm.
means is how much you made at the end of the year divided by the total money you invested in it, right?
Yep.
So if you put 20% down or 30% down, 70% comes from the bank, local bank, or investor or anybody. That's a cheaper money for you
Mm.
because, see, the leverage is the best friend in our real estate as compared to stock market. When you buy Google, you have to pay the full price of the stock to buy Google,
Yep.
or you get in margin, 50% margin, you still pay and you have to pay the interest on the margin, or options. I don't play options, but
Yeah.
the real estate is the best thing ever because leverage is on your side. The best thing is, Neil, when that, let's say 100,000, just a small terms,
Mm.
100,000 property becomes 300,000, you gain 200,000. The bank says, just pay me the loan balance,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't want to take any of your profits.
Um,
Hold on.
yeah.
Oh my gosh. You keep all the profits, and the bank says, just pay me the loan. What a great deal. And the
Yep.
tax laws say that the residential property will be worth zero, not the land. Land will stay the same or like that, but the building is going to be zero in 27 years, 27.5. So
Mm.
the tax laws are in our favor also.
Because you could write
They,
off the
you can
depreciation.
write off depreciation.
Yeah. Wow. Um, Vinny, I have an opinion question for you. You've been in the real estate game for a while. You've coached tons of people on this. You've run your own units, 6,500 units under management. That's incredible.
Yes. Yes.
Many times I wonder, if people want to go into real estate, should you only do it if you are going to do it full time as an active investor? Or if people have it like, let's say my business is my primary source and I'm focused on that.
Mhm.
I enjoy business. And I feel like if I do real estate on the side, I don't know, I'm getting the scraps of the people who are actually doing it full time, right? So, like, is there a way to build wealth through real estate as a side hustle, or you don't recommend that?
I'm so glad you asked me that. To be truthful, for the last 20 years, I've been working every day, 70% of the time for my limited partners, investors, and
Hmm.
30% I'm working for myself. Wow. So, in other words, a syndicator, a fund manager, or anybody who is qualified and done well or doing well in the deals, they give cash flow. I give my partners 70% of the cash flow and 70% of the equity gain to them when they give
Mm,
me money to close on a deal. So,
right.
investing as a limited partner with some other special syndicator who has a track record, who's got something really going for them,
Mm,
finding the best deals is a great way to do that passively.
mm,
Secondly, you could even join partner with some other syndicators where you might say, I'll raise the money, and you put your money with them also, raise some money. It's called fund of a fund structure.
okay.
Then your friends can also benefit, and you
Mm,
get also a little bit money for asset managing and things like that. So there are many ways to do it. You keep your main job, the main love, passion,
yeah.
but also grow your wealth by being limited partners or
Mm,
semi-active partners. Like I love hotels. because hotels are active business.
Yep.
So my clients, my investors love me because I give them 85% negative against their W2 income. Oil and gas. I love oil and gas. I give 100% back to my investors in their tax write-offs with the AGI, aggregate gross income, and double their money. What?
Hmm.
So there are
Yeah.
so many great hacks, and one can utilize those. The big thing is education, education,
Hmm.
education. And that's why I love to blog and do shows every week, and my channels all over, just Vinney Chopra, all over the internet. I want to educate people to really save money and grow their wealth.
Yeah. Vinny, can I ask with what percent of your wealth, if you're open to sharing, is in real estate versus stocks versus other? You know, if people are younger and they're thinking, hey, I want to make sure I'm set up for the future, I'm curious, do you know your asset mix and what would that be?
Yes, I would say I'm into startups, maybe 20%.
Okay.
My stock market portfolio is about 25 to 35%.
Okay.
Then real estate, and then cash. I keep a lot of cash on the side
Ah,
because,
yeah.
see,
And
you got to turn that money in quick deals, and then you bring it cash again, because it's been kind of slow. Last 3 4 years have been
mhm,
really tough years for multifamily, as you know. And I've
right.
been selling at the peak. I've been selling
Mm,
3 to 5 years and giving money back, millions of dollars to my investors. So they are waiting and knocking on my door, waiting, when's the next deal coming?
mm,
No? Yeah.
got it. Okay. Yeah. And Vinny, in terms of like people who, are listening to Bigger Pockets, they want to get financial freedom, just to get started. I guess going back to the question earlier, if someone's working full time, should they,
Mhm.
or in your opinion, do you think it's wise for them to buy their own quad or duplex? Or is it wiser for them, if you were in their shoes, just go invest in a syndicate deal that's passive? What would you do in their shoes?
I would say both. I'd say both because
Okay.
I've invested limited myself in many, many
Yeah.
deals of my students and other people, and in my whole network. I have so many great syndicators.
Yeah.
I would say, please do start a side hustle. See,
Hmm.
don't say that I can only do W2 work or wherever I am, but it excites you if you start a side hustle
Yeah.
of getting that fourplex. Why not? And then
Hmm.
you will be able to grow the money. It doesn't cost that much, and it doesn't take that much time, because it will be, if you buy it right, underwrite it well, then it will start making money for you. The biggest thing I'd like to tell everybody right now is the best thing to convert a single family home into residential assisted living. What?
Oh,
A
interesting. What is
single
that?
a single family home, 5 bedrooms, 6 bedrooms. Like, I just bought a 10 bedroom, 10 bath home in Scottsdale, Arizona. Instead of getting a rent of $1,500 or $2,500, I'll be housing seniors in there. There is more complication in there
Yeah.
to understand the business, but each senior will give me 5,000 per room. So my single family home is going to bring $50,000 a month with
Wow.
even 70% expenses. I can walk away with pretty good chunk, $1,500 or no, $15,000 or ten
Yeah.
thousand dollar minimum from each month from each home. So
Wow.
that's a new thing in residential assisted living. It's called. If
Wow.
anybody needs any input into it, I'm writing my fourth book on that same premise, and I'm writing a course right now because I've been teaching it for the last 5 years. Now it's
Yeah.
time for me to really put it into good source so that everybody can do it.
That's incredible. I'm definitely gonna look into that. Residential. I had no idea that like that's the new wave coming. That's awesome.
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
And people like it because as we are growing older, sorry, Neil,
No, that's great.
10,000 baby boomers are turning 65, 4,000 are turning 85 years of age in this country every night.
Yeah.
Every night. We are 1 million beds short for the assisted living and memory care in this country right now. So it's the
Mm.
greatest opportunity ever, ever for people to get into on this bandwagon because people like to residential assisted living better than the big centers. I've been
Ah.
building myself 98 units, 88 units. It took me 2 years, 3 years. I'm still building them in Florida and Virginia, but I'm going to sell them, build them, sell them.
Wow.
I sold two already, but then I'm finding that seniors, their parents, I mean, their seniors' parents and their children loving the residential side more because it's
Mm.
more homely. It's
Yeah.
what they're used to. Yeah,
That's incredible. Wow. If people want to
yeah.
learn more about residential assisted living, because I know I do, how to find syndication
Mhm.
deals, learn more about it, where could they learn more about this concept?
You know, they could just text my team at
Hmm.
925-766-3518.
Okay.
Just say the residential assisted living. Just text that to
Yeah.
925-766-3518, and my team will get back, or I'll get back, so that I could take them through, which I'm doing. I had 467 new investors join me at a webinar just recently.
Yeah.
I wanted to give them 1.5 hour of coaching and teaching, and they were so fired up, so fired up.
Very cool. Well, Vinny, if people want to follow you personally as well, we'll put the number that you
Yes.
mentioned in the show notes. Where can they find you online? Where can they follow you? Find your books, everything.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I would love to give my books for free to everybody
Wow.
watching us. And it's going to be all three books I've written in digital form and audio so that you could listen to it in the car, at the gym, and really make a part of it. That is at vinneychopra.com, my website, slash free benefits. It's
Perfect.
vinneychopra.com slash free benefits. All my podcasts, all my YouTube channels, everything is there. All my books are there, everything.
I love that. Thanks so much for hopping on today, Vinny. This was great.
Oh, thank you, Neil. God bless you and take care. And maybe one of these days we'll cross each other. I know you travel all over the world. You're in a different country today, and God bless. And if freedom comes, if we really build some legacies and we
Mm.
build and have the money, grow money while you're sleeping. And
Yep.
that's the key. That's the key, to really put them in instruments so that it makes money. Like we are leaving tomorrow for a month's vacation, then we come back, we leave for another 21 days, then come back, then I've got other plans. So it's good to enjoy life. This life is short life. So we need to enjoy it every moment and make memories with the loved
I love
ones.
that. Get the freedom lifestyle. Exactly that.
Yes.
Cool. Well, Vinny's great meeting you, and I'm sure we'll be in touch. Thanks again for hopping on.
Yes. Thank you so much. You take care, Neil. Bye bye.